House adult.
Hello again. This is Bob Morin,
And Mary Ann.
and this is the More Stuff Show.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Well, anybody sleep through the Mass?
Mass?
Anybody sleep through the Mass?
It's an interesting question, actually.
Does anybody sleep through church anymore?
I think people do. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, I do the camera.
Mm-hmm. So
And
it's hard for you to sleep.
The what?
It's hard for you to sleep.
It's hard for me to sleep. I'm standing up.
Mm-hmm.
But I look around. Nobody's sleeping.
Oh, good. It's a positive sign.
I'll catch some people daydreaming.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you used to daydream when you were a kid, go to church and daydream?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I did that a lot.
Yeah, that's what church was for.
I'd look around at the pictures,
Uh-huh.
stained glass windows.
Oh, did you? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd look at the candles
Mm-hmm.
from my seat. Never got up and walked around, but I didn't pay too much attention to what was going on.
At what age would you say kid ended and adult began?
Well, that's a tough one. When adults, you begin. It doesn't happen like you reach a certain age and you're adult. I think when you're a little kid, you're 100% kid, or close to 100% kid, and then as you're older, you're maybe 100% adult. But it's not all the time. Like there are certain times of your life when you're 20% kid, 80% adult.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's so bad to be 20% kid, 80% adult.
You know, didn't Christ say you had to become like a child?
Become like a child,
What
yeah.
did exactly he mean?
Well, what
What
did
are
he
all those serious faces about?
Oh, that you hit on the
Hey.
essence of things.
There I am again, once again.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If you're not smiling enough, if you're not laughing enough, something's out of balance in your life.
Ah.
If you're not a little child every once in a while, something is out of balance in your life. If you're not daydreaming at all, you have a serious problem.
And if you work in a place or you frequent places where the ratio of people smiling is 1 in 3, then maybe you shouldn't be there. Or if the ratio is 2 out of 3 are smiling, well, then that's a good place.
Yeah.
Take a look around and see how the people look where you are.
Well, you know, we emulate the people we're around.
Ah.
We emulate, so even subconsciously. I mean, I think most of it's subconsciously. I don't think you intentionally say, I'm going to be like everybody else around me. But subconsciously, we are conformers in so many ways. Teenagers, I've noticed teenage girls.
Girls, we're going to be restricting this to girls now?
Well, I don't.
Or haven't you just noticed teenage boys? Okay, tell us.
I noticed they all dress funny.
They dress funny.
Teenagers,
girls.
all both girls and boys, but boys dress a little funnier.
These days, there's styles.
Yeah, the kind of baggy clothes, the sneakers they don't tie, the baseball caps that are too big and crooked. Mm-hmm. But now I'm losing the thread of what we first started.
You were noticing something about
the conformity. Conformity. Oh, okay. Yes, that the girls in a particular group all have the same hairstyle.
Ah. Yes.
So we emulate, we copy those people and if we're around people that are smiley and tell jokes all the time and enjoy life, we're going to tend to be like that too.
So be careful of who you're palling around with.
Yeah. Well, you gotta.
Or at least be attentive to.
Especially, people who tease each other.
Yes, sometimes it's fun. Sometimes.
Well, no, it's not. It's not fun because the subconscious believes everything.
Oh.
See, if I tease you and say something negative, and I make fun, and I say, the type of nail polish you use today was silly. If I say that's negative, and even though I might just be teasing, subconsciously you pick it up and say, wow, I'm not going to use that kind of nail polish anymore.
Could be.
So teasing, it really is bad for a group. If it's a group that teases each other, that group is in trouble because they're destroying each other, limiting each other's growth. Shouldn't do that. I got I'm going to write a book someday. When I have time, I'm going to write this.
See,
But daydreaming in church,
back to that.
I don't think is such a bad thing at all.
I used to go to church every single day of my certain span of years, 10, 12 years.
I remember
single
that.
Day.
Yes.
And every single day I couldn't really tell you what went on in church at all, any of those days. Because I was just thinking.
Well,
And I think sometimes when that's what prayer is thinking about your life, what you're going to do, planning things out. You know, it's kind of doing that with God present. So I didn't see anything wrong at all about it.
yeah. Well,
doing that.
there's a lot of different kinds of prayer. You know, you can speak. Some people say you're only praying if you speak out loud. Well, speaking aloud is a form of prayer. You speak, dear God, thank you for today, something like that. Pray silently is cool. There's prayers of worship. There's prayers of petition. When you're asking for things, there's thanksgiving prayers. There's contemplative prayer or contemplative. How do you pronounce
Whichever
that?
way you want to say that.
How do you pronounce that? Contemplative
Depends on who
prayer.
you are.
Where
So
you
what
just-
is that?
Well, you just kind of mellow out
Think.
and just be peaceful and listen. Instead of you trying to either to worship, you have to do that. You worship and you give thanksgiving and prayer of petitions,
Sing, dance.
singing, dance. That's all good kind of praying. But just sitting there and not doing anything, just put yourself in a quiet thing, is you're praying also. That's important, to quiet yourself. I was reading Time magazine. My subscription is running out, by the way. You got to remind me to renew that.
Notice that.
But there's one thing there about noise. Noise hurts us, is destructive to our bodies.
Noise.
Noise.
Now, how do they define noise?
Well, noise, we think of it as auditory. Is that the right word? Like sounds, like this.
Yeah, that would be.
The microphone is there. I don't want to.
That would be a noise.
Like a truck going by.
Drums would be a noise.
Loud music.
Loud TVs.
Loud
That'd be a
TVs.
noise.
Traffic noise. A construction noise. And the ambient sounds in our society is very loud.
Television.
You got noise everywhere.
Radio.
People have put, they wear these earphones, and they've got this loud noise blaring because they've got these, I don't know if they call them Walkmans, but the latest thing is better than Walkmans.
iPods. Yeah.
iPods, and so constant bombardment of
MP3s.
sound that it now not only hurts your ears, of course, well, that's obvious, but it hurts our psyche because it interrupts thinking. It interrupts thinking. We're not thinking. We're deprived of that essence of who we are. We're lost in this chaos, cacophony, I like that word, of noise. Senseless noise. So we're hurting ourselves there. We are prevented from establishing who we are or finding out who we are because we're in this chaos of noise. So that's the sound part. It hurts the ears, but also it hurts our psyche. And because our essence of life, why we're here, one of the reasons we're here, is to discover who we are and what we are, and what our relationship to God is. And if we're saturated with, inundated with noise, we're prevented. So that's why you have to run away from the noise and pray.
And you're
And
saying must pray.
yes,
Run away from the noise
and pray. Be in silence.
still.
Be in
Be still.
silence.
Be still.
Because of distractions, you need that quiet time. If you ever want to find out who you are, you're not going to do it listening to loud music or on a street where there's a lot of traffic. Go where it's quiet, inside a church, in a room in your house that's dedicated. Go to a park. Well, even in the park, I go there. You can still hear traffic.
Boy,
It's a few miles away, but you can still hear it. And see, noise triggers thinking. It causes thinking. You hear a truck. Oh, that's a truck, and you think about that. Or that's a bird, and you think about that. Or that's the wind blowing you, so you think about that. You got to get in a space where you're not thinking about anything, and you're just receptive to who you are.
You got to get into a vacuum.
Now, a little bit.
That's the thing is that I find students in school.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with most of them is they don't think. They don't know how to think. They don't want to think.
Well,
they don't want to be quiet.
Yeah.
They haven't been taught. They haven't built up any kind of a stamina for quietness.
Well, that's a nebulous concept. It doesn't. I know that they don't think. Now, what does that mean? See, that's very broad, and it's people have thousands of concept of what you mean by they don't know how to think. Well, that could mean so many different things. If you know who you are, that's the beginning of thinking. Who you are and what you want, essentially who you are. And if they don't know who they are, then they're not going to be able to adapt to the different containers and functions of our society. Because they don't know where they fit. They don't know where they fit with themselves, even adults. That's why most people copy other people. That's why we're into emulation so much, because we don't know who we are. So it says, well, I'll be like them. Because I don't know who I am. Well, maybe they know who they are, so I'll just follow them.
Do you think people are actually yearning to find out who they are?
Yes, that's the most. We want to make sense out of the chaos of the universe. That's why there's two arguments for the existence of God. One is the vastness of the cosmos and its perfection, the mystery of the cosmos, the stars, the moons, the
bigness of it all.
The bigness, the idea of the Big Bang, and the vastness of it. You say, well, this had to originate somewhere. So, all right, that is an argument, very powerful argument for the existence of God. But another one is the yearning that we have of the mystery of who we are. So that it's an internal proof. My existence, I don't understand who I am, my origin, my purpose, my function. So that in itself is the same argument as the universe, because the internal of us is just as vast and as mysterious and as terrifying and scary as the universe, the endless expanding universe, the concept of forever. Well, the concept forever out there is also in here, and just as mysterious.
Very philosophical.
Philosophical. So you daydream in church. Daydreaming in church is fine.
Okay. Very good.
I don't know how I get there.
But when Father talks, you should listen.
Well, yeah.
Or the minister is talking. You should listen to that.
But I am focused on getting the camera in focus and following him
that you're not too much adhering to?
So I have a job, so I can't. I'm not really 100% into paying attention
Wow.
to the different prayers and the readings.
You
I
can
pay
watch it on
attention.
TV.
But because I'm busy behind the camera,
I understand.
and
The choir people are busy singing.
I'm looking for the next shot.
Everybody who has a job there is actually busy.
Yeah,
Doing the job.
because they're thinking.
They're
I'm
not
sure
being
even in the
quiet.
choir, they say, "I got to say, I hope I can get that note."
Yeah, well,
Next song is coming up. I hope I can get those notes. Now, how does that go? Oh,
what
I hope I
page
do it
number
right.
is it? Yeah.
And the altar kids, they don't call them altar boys anymore because they're girls.
Yeah.
They're probably worried about what am I supposed to do next?
They're thinking,
I can't remember. I hope he tells me.
What do you call that? Everybody who has a job, there's a special word for the job. They don't call it a job.
Ministry.
Ministry. There are people all in any church that run the things, that run the event, and they are ministers of this, that, and this other thing. It's their ministry to help out. So they must all be not concentrating on the actual
Well,
Mass or
the prayer,
service.
in fact, Mass is a convivial activity. It's a celebration. You do most of your praying at home during the week. So church is a conviviality. I can't think of the words. A community celebration with the communion of saints, which we are. Greet each other, welcome each other, love each other.
A social event.
It is a social event.
As well.
And in the context of a sacrament that makes the church, the living stones, the people are there, the church. And they give witness to each other in their conviviality, in their love, in their sharing, in the celebration of the Eucharist, the food. The food
They share food.
and the wine. It is convivial.
Well,
Hey,
there it goes again.
that's enough time. Hey, give us an email address, email at
you're going to tell us our email address
I'll let you do.
so that
I've been
everybody
talking.
can write in.
Yes, I've been.
And I never remember it. It's the More Stuff Show at yahoo.com.
Yeah, send us an
The
email,
More Stuff Show at yahoo.com.
and Marianne will send you a response.
I'm just waiting to have responses.
Yes, with thousands of
Line 'em
emails, and that's about enough time for today. And God bless you.
Be good.
Smile more
Yes.
and stop gossiping.
Who's gossiping anyway?
We'll
Keep
see
smiling.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.